But getting back to self-hatred, I know that I'm not the only one who struggled with that. And, I'm not fully there. I'll be honest with you. I'm working on it. I've been working on it for a long time, just like a lot of other parts of me that I've been working on, unashamedly. And, we can't be in a shame about our imperfections. In fact, I rejoice when I see people going after it, when they go after help, when they go after to try to improve themselves and to try to become more conformed to the image of Christ. I encourage you all to do that. But in this area of self-hatred, I know that I'm not alone. And I want to encourage you today. Here's was the breakthrough for me. And this may sound ridiculous, but to me it was a revelation. I did not understand or see that I was commanded by God to love myself. I didn't catch that in that great commandment, to love others as yourself. So we're called to love ourselves. And if I'm not doing that, I'm breaking God's commandment. I'm sinning against him. I didn't realize the weight of that because I thought this is just about me. You see, I grew up with some rough situations, but then I was at a church that was of the Puritan Calvinism kind of theology, which fed directly into self-hatred. God was the holy God, and we were the totally depraved slime balls on the earth. And the more we groveled about how totally depraved we are, the more we honor God and the more he was pleased with us. That was the mentality that I had. So when you have self-hatred and you get under that theology, believe me, it is not a fun ride. And it wasn't until the Lord began leading me into things of the Spirit, leading me to this house, correcting some of these wrong understandings. And that was one of the most significant ones, that I'm called to love myself. And for each one of us, we're called to love ourselves. But I didn't even begin to have any breakthrough in that until I acknowledged it as sin. I was breaking God's commandment. And then after acknowledging it as sin, repenting of it, I began to have some help with it. So, I'd like to pray. And I'm not going to ask people to come forward. I'm not going to ask you to raise your hand, anything like that. But in your heart, I'm going to pray. And in your heart, you pray along with me. God knows our thoughts before we even think them. He hears your prayers without your mouth opening. So our Father, our Daddy, our Papa, our Abba, we come to you this morning. And Lord, even as I have confessed self-hatred as sin, I just ask for my brothers and sisters that struggle with loving themselves, that struggle with their imperfections, that struggle with their sin and transgression that they cannot forgive themselves for. But Jesus, your blood was sufficient to wipe away any transgression. Show all sin. Show all iniquity. Show. So, Papa, I just acknowledge before you my self-hatred, my self-loathing. It's sin. I'm breaking your commandment. And Lord, I ask that you would give a grace in my life to love myself, to see me as you see me, that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, that I am unique in all of creation. There is not another like me. There is not another that can do the things you've called me to do. There's not an other with the destiny that I have on my life. That you cherish me more than I cherish my own natural children. That you would so come after each of us. That your word says it was your pleasure to crush your son. Not in some sick, twisted way, but you so wanted us that you were happy to sacrifice Jesus. Show to get us back. Your love is beyond our understanding, but the tenacity of your love, your coming after us, your relentless pursuit of us. Open our eyes to see it, Lord. We confess our sin before you of self-hatred. Give us grace to love ourselves. Give us grace to love each other. And give us much grace to love you with everything within us, body, soul, and spirit. We bless you this day, Lord. We honor you.